Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, the Lotus Doll Shop's Balanced Lifestyle channel. I thank you all for clicking on, for joining me. Everybody who's new, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube can let you know every time I post a new video, and give me a thumbs up. We're about to talk about some heavy stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about some heavy stuff today, guys. What's going on with these gender wars, this Freaknik documentary everybody's been talking about that I just have to say something, and just trauma. So this is about balanced lifestyle over here, so we're just gonna keep it all the way a stack. Go ahead and do those things for me, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, y'all, so I usually don't pull out my psychology degree, but since I got it, I might as well go ahead and pull out those critical thinking skills that they taught me to have over some things that have gone on this past week. Actually, this first thing we're going to talk about is something that happened in a comment section over 2 weeks ago, and I'm still getting comments from angry men. And I didn't even say anything to warrant these comments. Okay, so first of all, gender wars or unhealed trauma. So, okay, I don't know if you guys have been watching, whether it is Instagram, YouTube may even show it as a short, or TikTok. There is a video going around about weddings. This black couple making wedding vows to each other, and it's meant to be funny, which it is funny. There is a particular comedian that I follow on Instagram. Love him, been loving him since college, met him in college, and he paid me a really beautiful compliment back then, and I never forgot him because of that. So scrolling down on Instagram, I'm always on Instagram here and there, and I love the things that he posts. I love his his comedy. But on this particular occasion, he posted this wedding and the couple exchanging vows video, and so the first thing I saw was the woman's wedding vows, and it's you know, it's meant to be funny. It's adverse. She vowed what would be the complaints of the man in the marriage, and I didn't see the man's side. So I post a comment and I say, great, okay, now can we hear the man's vows about the woman's complaints? So he posts that one as well. And then I post another comment. I said, okay, well, could you please have his vows be written from a woman's perspective, because I can tell that a man wrote that by the way he did not critique himself, the way the woman the woman was saying what she was saying as a critique for the things that a woman would do in a marriage. And I posted smiley face emoji. I posted 3 different emojis, but I was clearly being funny with it. So guys, I got 124 likes on both on 124 on one comment that I made, and it was from a bunch of women, and then I got, you know, adverse comments from a lot of guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to Instagram, and I'm gonna read the comments as they came on my feed. I'm gonna read them as they came on my feed. And some of them were very ugly. And this is the reason that I'm starting the video off this way. So I said, now can we hear the guys' vows? And 99 people like that. And then, okay, and 124 other people said, like my comment when I said, now let a woman write it, because he damn sure didn't really critique himself like she did women in her vows. Okay. All right. I'm going to go down all the way and read some of these ugly comments. This guy, his last name is Fiorucci. I'm assuming he's Italian. So he says, okay, the guys are the providers and don't get anything out of marriage beside risking their status and mental health for a potential crazy modern day woman that wants to be a man. So there's no need for his vows, LOL. Try again, sweetheart. Okay, that's the first one. Another guy, and I'm gonna put him out here. He doesn't have a face on his profile. Snap fritted, whatever the damn his name is. You offer a hole and that's it. And a clown emoji behind it. That's the one that angered me the most. Okay. And another guy, nope, you cannot hear his vows because he is running down the street as fast as he can, thanking God Almighty for her saying her vows first. Another guy's telling me I look beautiful. Okay, thank you. But we know what that's about. He should have just put that in my DM because I get that all the time. But, you know, not to toot my own horn. I try to keep myself together. Okay. Another guy, well, at the end of 80 to 90% of every woman's vow should be, I promise to divorce you at some point and ruin you financially. Another guy, so quick to retaliate, shaking my head. Another guy, that's because marriage is a one-sided mistake. It's never a mistake for the woman because they always reap the benefits and the man loses practically everything. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna say this. I answered one or two, well, I answered the two, the one that called me sweetheart and the other one who called me just a hoe and called me a clown. For number one, sir, I don't know you. And I probably shouldn't even call you sir. I should call you a clown too. I don't know you. And it sounds like you had been through one or two, or both of you, I don't know, maybe been through a bad marriage or a bad relationship with some woman that you chose, and you don't want to take accountability for the type of woman you chose. Now, flip side of that, there are women out there who don't want to take accountability for the man that they chose and don't want to be honest about why they chose who they chose. That is what's happening with us, not just in the black community, because I'm black. It's happening everywhere. We are getting so caught up in my observation, and again, I have a psychology degree, so I sit back and I really, and that's where my overanalyzing things come in. I sit back and I really think about things. First of all, to the guy who said I'm just a hole and I'm a clown. First of all, you don't even know me. And then this other one talking about marriage benefits just the woman. Does it? It is statistically proven that men who get married and they marry a good woman have a longer, healthier life. It is statistically proven. Go Google it, but this has been this way for years. It's what it is, guys. Okay. So, two things. One, you call a woman just a hoe. That tells me that you chose a woman who was not wife material. It's not her fault you chose a woman who was not wife material. It's not her fault that you did not know what you wanted in a wife when you chose her. That's it. I grew up in the South. I'm still in the South, living in the South, and I am proud of it. Up until this generation, I hate to say it, there has been I hate to say that what I see in my personal observation is nobody wants to admit that there are gender roles. I like being soft. I like being a woman. I love it. Open the door for me. Go get my car washed. Shoot. Bring me flowers. I buy myself flowers anyway. Probably like every other week. I'm a woman. I'll cook. I'll clean. But I'm not doing those things if I am not your committed significant other living in your home. You're not getting those things for free. Bottom line. But here's the thing. If you and I have had the discussion about being committed to one another, you have shown me with your actions that I am who you want. It's gonna be me and you. I don't mind cooking you a meal. I don't have a problem with that at all. Prime example, my ex who passed away, rest him, I made him dinner at his apartment, maybe like our second or third, maybe like the fourth or fifth date, something like that. He told me that he liked a particular kind of beer. I made sure he had it. He told me he liked steak. I made him a steak. I think there is a problem with give and take, but the biggest underlying issue is that nobody wants to accept their roles. There are things that women do naturally if we are trained properly from whatever household we come from. And we can sit around and blame single mothers all we want, but my mother was an outstanding single mother, outstanding, and she's married now, okay? She's married and she is outstanding. She put in me and my sister everything that we should have when we went out into the world. I know how to cook. I clean up my place. I make sure everything is beautiful, well decorated. You guys, I realize everybody doesn't have the upbringing that I had. Now, Dad wasn't in the house, but he was still a father outside of the house. Told me what I needed to know. Asked me about when the last time my car had an oil change. Changed my oil from time to time, looked at my tires if he was around me, and said, baby doll, let's go ahead and get you some tires. Let's go figure this out. My dad he showed me man stuff and my mother showed me woman stuff. And as a result of that, I have a good balance. So with or without my fiance or with the man, I know how to take care of me. I know what needs to be done. There is a lack of these things in many communities. Well, I'm not gonna do this if he doesn't do that. And he says, I'm not gonna do this if she doesn't do that. Okay. It's called relationships are give and take. why I don't understand that, why people don't understand that. So it comes down to us getting into these relationships, not knowing what we're supposed to be doing. The women thinking all they got to do is be cute, and the men thinking all I got to do is have money. What a fine pair you make. That's not gonna work. A lot of us aren't looking to build families. We are looking to have temporary escapism from things that might be going on. Your relationship is supposed to be a place of peace where you can just be naked and unafraid, vulnerable. And I'm not talking about taking your clothes off. Come on, man. What are we doing here? That's what a relationship is supposed to be. But she want money. He got money. He wants sex. And I'm hoping you can say that. I don't get. Here's the thing. So we get together, not having our own selves together, and we cause each other trauma. So bad breakup happens, and now you're not taking the time to sit back, heal yourself, and find out, okay, what was my part in this? What was my accountability? What did I do wrong? How did I treat that man? Or how did I treat that woman? Or why did I choose that man? Why did I choose that woman? So instead of healing, we go and try to jump into something else, or we become mad at the other gender because of what one, and sometimes two or three people have done to you. I'm not that person. So if you meet me, I am me. You look at me and my behavior. But the problem is, if you're not accountable for the type of person that you're choosing, you are your own problem. If you don't know, sit back and say, what do I want in a husband? What do I want in a wife? And then take your time, cultivate. If you're a woman, read some things, listen to some stuff about what a wife should be, or really, because some people got that twisted too. Because I'm a woman and I see it all the time. But I think there should be a balance of male, female energy, masculine, feminine. You come together and you complete each other. Or I hate to say complete, because you should be a complete human being before you jump into something with someone else. You're a team. That's how it should be. He's team masculine, you're team feminine, and together you got it all. That's how it should be. But there's a lot of unhealed trauma that made those men sit up on Instagram. One called me a hoe and a clown, and the other one called me sweetheart, and the other one saying marriage only benefits the woman. It only benefits the woman because of the woman you chose. She didn't come to give, she came to take. And you need to understand the type of woman you choose. That is it. That is all. And then you have to investigate, why do I choose, or why did I choose that type of woman? And ladies, why did I choose that type of man? Bottom line, heal your trauma. If you have to get you a therapist to really get inside yourself and say, hold up, why am I making these kinds of decisions in my life, in my personal life? Your personal life, when it comes to having a relationship, that's like breathing. I want the person who comes into my life as a man to make it easier for me to breathe. Easier. Because I know he wants me, I want him. We know what we're supposed to be doing, and we like doing it. There's so much trauma going on, and people need to heal that. I have had trauma in my own dating life, and here's the thing. Every man is not gonna be that guy that did that to me. Guys, every woman is not gonna be that woman that did that to you. how you can sit on the internet and verbally attack a woman that you don't know is beyond me. And I told this comedian in his own comment section, because I had been following him since I got on Instagram. He was one of those people that I sought out because you know how it comes across your feed and then they tell you to follow this person. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know he had an Instagram. Yes, you know, because it made me laugh. But I was disappointed in that he was doing laugh emojis after a guy or two made an ugly comment talking about a woman, whether he was insulting her for her age because she missed a point of what was going on, and he makes, you know, funny laughing emoji, and I'm like, God, he's not the guy that I thought he was. But maybe he was one guy when I met him in college, and he's been through some things since then, and now he's a whole nother guy. But my thing is, you can't let other people change you. He was respectful when I met him. He was quite handsome. And you know, he didn't even try to come at me like that. And I thought that was very respectful. He was handsome and he was funny. His commentary on the world was just a little bit different than it is now. It's still funny, but it was more politically oriented. So, okay. So that being said, I had to make a comment saying, bro, you can't laugh at that, because some of this stuff is coming disrespectful and misogynistic. And clearly I was being funny when I asked to hear the point of view, have a woman write the man's vows so we can get the real from that. So basically, guys, what I'm trying to say as far as the gender wars, there's no gender war. There's unhealed trauma going on there. That's the problem. There's people who keep jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship without taking their time to sit, heal, and think about their accountability, what they need to do differently, what it is they're really attracted to about this person or that person. A lot of these guys out here, you're attracted to the Instagram model type. You're attracted to the girl that every guy wants, and it's really just about you conquering her. And maybe she doesn't even know who she is, and maybe this is all she has, or all she thinks that she has to offer. So that is what she's presenting. So when you get with her, you're thinking, you know, hey, she pretty. All the rest of the dude was looking at her. I got her, bam, done. But at the end of the day, she can't give you she is only fulfilling one of her roles as a woman, being something pretty for you to look at. That's not it. That's not it. that's all that she has. And once you find out that's all that she is that what you want? And don't be surprised if you saw her on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, all these, and she's displaying her wares, her you know, God-given stuff. She's displaying all that. It's how she makes her money. That's all she talks about. You know, she's telling you what her body parts can do, and she the baddest, all this other stuff. And then you're surprised when that's all she is. And then you're like, nah, I can't take her nowhere. Nah, I can't do this. Ladies, on the other hand, he got the car, he got the house, he got the bank account, he got the fancy Instagram page that everybody's all on. And you're like, oh, my baby this, oh, my baby that. You're thinking all of this other stuff, but you're not the only girl. You found out you're not the only girl. He's flashy. It's the same thing as a woman flashing who she is physically. He's flashing his idea of what a man should be. But really, both of those people are seeking attention. You're giving it to them, but just your attention is not going to be enough. And that's a lot of things with some of the females. I said females, I didn't say women, because there's a difference between a woman, a lady, and a female. Y'all go figure that out. I'm not going through that. A lady carries herself a certain way. A female, you hold her hand and her legs pop open. Sorry I had to put it that way, but that's real. And I'm so glad the women in my family, when I was a little girl, called me out on my situation. That's not all you are. You're beautiful, yeah. Learn how to cook, learn how to clean. Pretty is not, pretty goes away. Pretty gets old. It is what it is. And quite frankly, body parts stop working like they once did. Keep it a buck. Like I said, we doing that. We keeping it a stack over here. So, heal your trauma. Figure out why you're choosing the people that you're choosing. After my ex passed, getting a therapist was one of the best things that I could have ever done. Number one, I knew I could not handle it by myself. I knew that. Glad I did that. And then it started out about him, and she's really, and still, there's still things that we talk about regarding his passing. But I have trauma from things that happened in my childhood. I had trauma from things that happened in my college years when I was dating this one or that one. I had issues with, and I thought my anxiety was only magnified after my ex passed. I have this problem, and she tells me this all the time. I had this problem where my mind races. It races. Still to this day, y'all, it races. I've got 1,000 thoughts in there. I should do this. I should be doing this at this time. This should be happening at this time. It's very weird, but she's helping me to address it. The pain that I've experienced, yes, I came from a broken home. So yes, it does have a lot to do with the type of person that you choose, but take your time, stay out of relationships if you need to. Before I met my ex, I was alone 3 years. I was alone 3 years, talking about I go clubbing by myself. I learned how to date myself. I went clubbing by myself. I went to the mall by myself. I went out to eat by myself. You have to learn how to be by yourself so you won't be so needy and insecure. And when my ex finally came, I didn't even want to let him in. And that was something else that I had to deal with my therapist. Real talk. So let's get ourselves together. Fellas, don't be out there calling women you don't even know out their name. That's number one. Calling them names, period. That's number one. And I know some people are cowards, and they will sit on the internet and post comments that they would never say to those people right in their faces. And some of them would say it to him in the faces, and that makes it even scarier from a man to a woman. I've been called the B word so many times. It's not even funny, but that's okay, because this B is not easily accessible, and that's what's making you mad. So, ladies, we need to address why we're choosing who we're choosing and why we're carrying ourselves the way we're carrying ourselves. There's a please look at me culture that exists amongst women. Oh, it's really terrible, because we have become our body parts, and that's bad. And you cannot walk around displaying said body parts and expect to be treated differently. I'm sorry, I know a lot of you follow some of these celebrity people. They're bad bees. They got the biggest this and the biggest these, and and they're essentially a caricature of what a woman should look like. Hello, the Jessica Rabbits and the Betty Boops. Those are cartoons. They're cartoons. Look at yourself, love what you have. Makeup is about enhancing, it's not about covering. Because I've seen some people, some of these celebs with their makeup off, and I'm like, dang, that's such as that? Enhance yourself, yes. But obviously, if you're going to get bigger this or bigger that, unless you dance exotically and that's a part of you making your money, because guys come to where you work for that. But some of these women who are doing that and the thighs don't match, it doesn't make sense. Love yourself enough to heal yourself, both sides, women and men. Don't do that. Don't be in the comment section being ugly to people for no reason. Looking for anybody to attack because your trauma is unhealed. And that's men and women. Heal yourself. Gender wars or unhealed trauma? No such thing as gender wars. There's unhealed trauma, and there's not enough people understanding what certain things are for, what the marriage institution is for, and like it or not, there are gender roles. It is what it is. I hear the soft life women, I hear the ladies of leisure women. My thing is this though, okay, that's fine, but you wanna live a soft life. This guy is working his fingers to the bone, he's doing this, he's doing that. But when he comes home, your home ain't clean. You're sitting on the sofa eating bonbons, there's no food cooked. Really? I want a soft life, yes. Who doesn't? Who wouldn't? But I will never be the person that wants to stay home or not have anything going on for herself. Because to me, it's not attractive. But you know, for those women who are out there, have kids, you know, you're staying home, you're doing that and all of that. To me, that's still not a soft life, but whatever. Do your thing, but heal your traumas, guys. We don't need to keep going back and forth at each other over crazy stuff. Bottom line. All right, guys. So, because I was in college, I had been a year out of high school, and I was in college when Freaknik was pretty much wrapping up. This was 94. I think this is when they shut it down, if I'm not mistaken. About this Freaknik documentary, I laugh, but I laugh to keep from crying. My girlfriends and I, they weren't really my girlfriends, and I had to find that out because I wasn't on their level. You know, I didn't come from the burbs where they came from. It was all good though. I mean, they never treated me differently because, you know, I didn't go to a private high school or any of those kinds of things. They didn't treat me differently per se. But anyway, this particular group of girls and a couple of my girls who did grow up like I did, or was it? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of them, they didn't grow up like I did. In the hood, that's what it is. I'm black. We talk about that all the time over here. And most of us come from a particular past, if you're black. But these were well-to-do black people, you know. Schmoozing New Orleans people. And we had all gone to school together. They 2 of the girls went to another college, and me and the other 2 girls went to my college. So my university, you know, they were gearing up to go to Freaknik. You know, it was this big, exciting thing. All the girls, you know, you're in college, you're at the height of your beauty, you're at the height of your body being the best, you know. And me, I was a dancer and cheerleader, so 19% body fat. I'm not tooting my own horn, but beep beep. I felt great about myself. But you know, they were gearing up to go to the Freaknik. Honey, one got a tattoo here, one got a tattoo here, tattoo on the arm, you know, and this is the time that everybody New Orleans is hot. It was hot all the time, most of the time, and especially during Freaknik. Honey, they were wearing the like Daisy Duke shorts, that kind of thing. Okay, so like, where was I? The Daisy Dukes. So the girls, you know, wearing your day. It's so hot, you know, and then this is South period. Georgia's hot as well. So the girls were in Daisy Dukes, and you know, naturally you're young, you're just coming out of your teenage stage, you just want to go, you want to have some fun, you'll let off some steam. That being said, I didn't go. I'm so glad I didn't have the money to go, because most college kids, they're broke. But again, like I said, these girls came from a particular type of black folk in New Orleans, so they could afford to go drive a couple of hours away to Atlanta. So they had gone, came back, and there were stories about some of the goings on. It started out as just a college thing at HBCUs, Spelman and Morehouse, from what I understand. But the people from the Atlanta area, they started coming. So there were reports on the news about the roads being shut down. There were reports about nefarious behaviors. There were reports about girls being raped, being pulled in vans, being cornered here or there. And as of late, because of this Freaknik documentary, there are girls coming out telling their stories about the things that almost happened to them, and sadly about the things that did happen to them, even though they weren't dressed provocatively, or honestly, there were some girls that were dressed provocatively. I mean, let's be real, Atlanta's it's one of the strip club capitals of the world, and it was back then, because this was the height of Magic City. This was at the height of, you know, what is it, Blue Flame? One of those. I don't know. Maybe it might not have been Blue Flame, but I know Magic City's been around for quite some time. So I think the guys were thinking, you know, they came here, they got their Daisy Dukes on, you know, they got their cute little dresses on, they're with it, you know. What I would say, there's this thing going around where people are making fun, saying that if you're somebody's mama, you're somebody's auntie, somebody's grandmother, get ready for the shame and all this other stuff. But I'm not seeing a lot about the men being shamed for their behavior. Now, there are videos here and there about men being shamed for their behavior, but it's not as much as the women. There were reports, like I said, of all of those kinds of things going on at Freaknik. There's the male mistake, quote unquote, they're calling it a mistake. And I'm sure they're gonna be all these guys talking about how, oh, I was drunk, I was high. But last time I checked, I don't know, I think you have to be pretty coordinated to you know, be ripping somebody's clothes off and inserting yourself. I don't know, but that might just be me. Now, I also saw a picture on TikTok of a woman, whether she was drunk or high or not. She was leaned over and a guy was behind her. One guy had the camera and this guy was spreading her apart. So y'all know what I'm talking about there. And her face wasn't covered. It wasn't covered. So my thing is this. If I were y'all and there's any chance that my face would show up in that Freaknik documentary, if I'm married, if I have kids, especially if, you know, you're married, you have a significant other now, Fellas, if you know you did something that you know you weren't supposed to do, you joined into the crowd that was doing what they were doing. Ladies, if you did something that you knew you weren't supposed to be doing and you joined into, I would tell my significant other, I would tell my husband, I would tell my wife, I would just say, look, this is what it is. Now, in the event that a woman who got raped, if she remembers your face and she starts talking on TikTok, on Instagram, you might be doing okay, because in this country, a couple of states, you got the statute of limitation on that kind of thing is up to 30 years. So I think you might be okay. But the thing is, if she tells, because she remembers your face, and somehow it gets back to whoever you're with, I would just come clean right now and save yourself a lot of heartache. That's all I got to say about Freaknik, honey. I didn't go because it was too wild. And I wanted to experience it, but after seeing the news reports after the fact, I was like, that is not my kind of scene. Women couldn't walk down the street. You couldn't wear a dress without somebody groping you, or it's very few and far between that a woman didn't have that kind of situation happen to her at Freaknik before they just completely shut it down. The things that were going on that were nefarious, the drinking, the smoking, the crazy traffic. Wow. And then some people, they're comparing it to Daytona Beach and all this other stuff and talking about, yeah, Daytona or Black Bike Week or whatever was better than that. It was worse than that. It was, why do you, Freaknik, child, just tell it. If you think your face is gonna show up on that documentary, I would just go ahead on and spill the beans. It just make your life easier. But that's just my opinion. All right, y'all, so finally, I just want to talk about the need to address your trauma. Therapy is important. They say therapy is expensive. No, it's not. There are several different outlets by which you can get therapy for as low as $25 a month. For as low as $25. If you need to discuss something and you need a therapist, go and get a therapist. Trauma is a part of our insecurities in ourselves. It's part of our need for attention. It's part of us cultivating bad relationships. There's sex trauma out there. There's family sex trauma out there. That's not being addressed because we're sweeping things under the rug. There is jealousy. That's really just insecurity. So all of those things can be addressed with a therapist. You don't have to say names. And even if you do say names, your therapist really can't, divulge anything that was said unless, again, you mention that you're gonna hurt yourself or you're thinking about hurting somebody else. That's the only, from what I understand, the only two things that a therapist has to divulge if authorities come and ask if something happens after the fact, unfortunately. We have to address trauma to be able to live a better life. Whether you choose exercise as an outlet, you choose meditation as an outlet, I choose both of those. There's a reason we don't manage our time the way we should. There's a reason we second guess ourselves and hesitate to create the kind of life we want. It's often because we're worrying about what other people will say. at L Von Love and Life on Instagram. I talk about it all the time. I post little quotes from random people. Sometimes it's with the person's name, about trauma and how trauma, or just how to live better and what to do, what not to do, how to just try, go for it. And somebody told me a long time ago, people are gonna say what they're gonna say anyway, whether you're doing something good or whether you're doing something bad. Those are the kind of people. Get their name out of your, get their number out of your phone. Don't email them, don't call them, don't let them DM you, block them. Do whatever you have to do to get yourself together, because ultimately, life is short. And I saw that. I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm dealing with lupus nephritis. That's a double illness, if you will. You never know when it's gonna be over. So you better get out there, do it, try it, be it, get your mind together, get clear. If you want a relationship, get clear before you get into one. Why are you getting into one? Understand all these things. I know nobody wants to be alone forever, but be prepared for it, because relationships aren't guaranteed. That's how that works, Ladies, yeah, we're meant to be seen. I don't know about that other part, talk about something and not heard. Because, some people said that to me when I was a younger woman. But these women, they weren't educated. They hadn't been out into the world of work. And because women during their time, Black women have always worked. Let's just keep it real. I know maybe one woman in my life when I was growing up, and I love her dearly, that didn't work. One. But they used to tell little girls that it's okay to be heard, ladies, but there's a way, if you're trying to talk to your man, to speak to him, and it's where it's not emasculating. He's still a man, Now, if he comes at you in a particular way to be condescending, like the gentleman who called me a hoe and a clown, an H-O-L-E, and a clown, trying to reduce me to my body part, and you calling me a clown that tells me you think I'm stupid, then as a woman who is an educated woman, I have every right to come at you the way you did me. But I didn't do that. I addressed him in the way that I thought he should be addressed. And y'all can go, no, you're not, because I'm not gonna give that person who I follow, I'm not gonna put that out there. That's, if you find it, you find it. It's on Instagram. And you'll see how I went back and forth with people in the comments. But I did it in a way that I felt was respectful towards those people, even though they weren't respectful to me. Heal your traumas, guys. That's what this is about, healing your traumas. Ladies, how you carry yourself. A lot of it has to do with insecurity. You're more than just the sum of your parts. Fellas, you're more than just money. We like that you protect us. We like that you're the opposite of us. Don't be the flashy guy. Nobody likes that. And some women who think they like that, that man is insecure. Anyway, so that is what I wanted to say, guys. From time to time here on this channel, when I see something and I just gotta say something about it, I'm gonna say something about it, because this is the LDS Balanced Lifestyle channel. We gotta talk about life, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be using my psych degree. Why not? I have it, and over the years I have become even better at critically thinking about things. I don't always put it out there, but I think it's important to do so. So I wish you all well. I hope you had a most educational time. If you guys want to talk to me in the comment section, I'm not mad. Let's do it. As long as you keep it respectful. If you don't keep it respectful, I will delete your comment. I will block you. I don't do anything but positivity. Since being on this spiritual journey, whether it's meditating, exercising, just trying to be a better me, I don't do negativity at all. Now, if you come at me a certain way and you're in my face, that's one thing. But if you're in a comment section, I can't see your picture, you're being ugly, you will be deleted and blocked. There's a way to have respectful discourse. That's it. So again, I hope you had a most educational time. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new here, again, I'm Vaughn. I don't remember if I said that at the beginning of the video. Please subscribe, because there will be conversations like this besides makeup, in hair, and skincare, and home decor, and cooking. We talk over here. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up, please. I love doing these kinds of videos because I like being able to just talk about real stuff, you know. Share my videos with family and friends who enjoy beauty and this kind of content, lifestyle, and, you know, go ahead and leave a respectable comment. Love you guys. Bye. Check out all my affiliates and the Lotus Style Shop Boutique on Poshmark at L.A.L. Thanks, guys. Bye.